Hey guys, so this week we're talking about character building, and when I character build, I tend to start with looks, if only because I build up the character in my mind first, and on occasion I'll jot it down, but if it's things that are important to the character and to the story, then I will mention them when I write, but if it's nothing really important, like their hair color or their eye color, and even their skin color, then I don't bring it up. But if it's something that's very vital, then of course I'll mention it, and perhaps it will appear more often in the story, like if a character has a scar or a tattoo that has a significant meaning to them because it's in remembrance of somebody, or because it's a mark of their society, then I'll mention it, but otherwise I don't care what my characters look like, and I want the readers to have a participation in the creative process so they can imagine whoever they want. Next, I generally work on a short list of likes and dislikes because that way I can kind of get a feel on if they went to a restaurant, what would they order? You know, if someone doesn't like sour food or things that are spicy, then I know, if they go into a place to get sushi, obviously they're not going to get something with wasabi. If they don't like fish, obviously they're not going to get fish. So it kind of guides me into what they like, and that way if there is a food related scene, I'm not going to accidentally feed them something that they might be allergic to or that they won't consume unless it's going to make a difference. If somebody continues to feed them something they don't like, then obviously I might mention it because it could just be a point of conversation or a vital part of the story. But it makes them feel more human because not everybody likes everything and not everyone dislikes everything. So you kind of have to pick and choose, and it's always good to make your characters more realistic. Next thing I generally work on is their family and childhood and home life because that kind of gives you a good idea on how they grew up. Because honestly, the way you grew up is very important. If they were an orphan and it was for major reasons like a war and their parents died, then obviously it would make sense. If they were just given up, that would make sense too. You know, they'll have different personality traits based on a lot of that. So, oftentimes, after the family and childhood, I work on personality traits because then I can kind of get a feel for if they're a more angry character or if they're happy or if they always look on the bright side of life because of their childhood or because of family reasons and the people that they were around when they grew up. One of the last things I generally find is names, unless I can find a name right off the bat that suits my characters. Otherwise, I tend to do names last because it's hard to find the right name that really has meaning in your story unless that's something you don't pay attention to, at which point that's okay and you can pick whatever names you like. So I hope that was helpful, and don't forget to be awesome. Have a great week.